Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is not me, they are a scammer. Do not be scammed. I will not be soliciting you for anything. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Cancer. April 2021 money and career. Cancer. April 2021 money and career. Cancer. April 2021 money and career. Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. One bonus card. We'll put that right over here. And then let's see the chakra energy for this time. Cancer, April 2021, money and career. Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And then finally, the energy we are to be mindful of during this time. Cancer. Who is Cancer? What energy is Cancer to be mindful of? April 1st to the 5th, April 2021, money and career. Cancer. April 2021, money and career. Cancer. What is the energy Cancer needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay, these two. Fantastic. Okay. So we're going to see here what the tarot has to say. The card that crowns us during this time is the Magician, so that is absolutely brilliant. Then we have the Emperor, strong Aries energy here, time frame March 21st to April 19th. Then we have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is amplifying that Aries energy, but this is also a real sense of, I want what I want. You know, I'm driven, I'm focused, and nothing's going to stand in my way. We have the Six of Wands, learning how to celebrate ourselves instead of putting ourselves down. The Page of Wands, this is all about career right here. And we're making a rather big shift, even if it's just mentally. It's like, I'm not going to be walked on by anybody anymore. I'm asserting myself without feeling apologetic or like I have to worry about what everybody's thinking and how everybody's perceiving me. And then we are rooted with the King of Pentacles. So it's the King of Prosperity. So we have the Queen of career, right? And we have the King of Prosperity right here. And that's awesome. The King of Pentacles also represents Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Our bonus card is the Three of Pentacles. During this time, we're going to work best, okay, in groups of 3. But as we work in these groups, yeah, as we're working in these groups, or we'll find ourselves working with 2 other people very extensively during this time, we're going to find that we cannot let them take credit for what we ourselves are doing. So that's going to be very important. The chakra energy that we need to be aware of is Mother Earth. So there is going to be a sense here, because we are so driven, we are so focused, we're going to forget what we are a part of. We're going to forget, as our world has, that we are rooted in the earth. And the earth is such an intrinsic part of our existence. It's just, Spirit showed me old fairy tales. And as a lover of stories, a lover of history, those old fairy tales, those old mythologies, and even old folklores and mythologies, they are showing us the way that people used to connect. And what we're going to see here is that there's brilliance in what is old. And we're just going to be finding that. Now, we can find wisdom from somebody who has been on the earth longer than us. This is, of course, the Earth Star Chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. There's a rooting, though, to this earth, to what we desire. There is wisdom to be found in places where people usually just go, oh, that's silly, or just dismiss it. It's like, no, there's real power here. And if we connect with it, if we aren't like, the masses of people who sit there and say, oh, well, there's no power here, there's no beauty here. This is just to be used and used up and then thrown away. But if we look at the earth and we say, no, there's beauty, there's healing, there's power, we're going to see ourselves become more connected with the seeds that are being planted, with the fire that is around us, that warms us. The energy we are to be mindful of, oh, that's very interesting. The King of Cups, okay? And of course, Cancer, we're represented by the cups in the minor arcana, by the Chariot in the major arcana. The King of Cups can be that we get in our own way. We kind of get very focused on one way of doing things, a sense of force, a sense of understanding. And instead of being that person who says, I can only rule me, so I'm going to do as well as I can for myself. Instead of being that person, we're going to be like, no. I can micromanage. I can make everything better for everybody. It's like, no, stop that. Because what we're going to find here is that's the energy that we're battling against during this time. And because we're battling against it, it's pulling that energy, it's pulling what can be the corruption of our own selves to the forefront, because it's having us look at it in a very real way, in a very uncomfortable way. It can be for some of us. But during this time, it's like, do I want this? What am I going for? And can I remember to rule only myself? Because the emperor here, which is very interesting, we have a very good emperor and we have a not so good emperor, right? This is going to be a person who says, it's my way. Why? Because they're managing everything. They're going to use emotional manipulation. They're going to be able to size up people really well. So the first instinct is going to be, wow, they really know me. They really get me. They understand who I am. No, they're just kind of gathering up information to use it against you at a later date. The Lord here, the emperor, is somebody who is very strategic, okay? And they'll take advantage of your better nature. They just will. That's just who they are. And they're going to see things and really want things to be exactly as they want them, not the way that you want to move forward. So just really be mindful of this. This can be a boss. This can be somebody at home who's ruling over people. Very much so. It can be a partner, but we just have to be mindful because they're going to throw us off our game during this time, and it's not going to be fair because we're crowned here with the Magician. And it's like, if we can stand up and claim our bounty and claim the beauty that is us and see our gifts, know that as above, so below. As I think it, so it becomes. What I'm thinking about, it's almost like we're meditating on it. It's almost like singing a mantra or a chant. When we think about something and it's always in the back of our mind, it is the chant that either destroys us or blesses us. And so during this time, a surrender to a higher power is going to be so intrinsically invaluable. Now that could be to God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. That could be to the earth itself. That can be to your art. That could be to your science, to your understanding. But it's like, how do I open up my world? How do I embrace my gifts? Because they truly are gifts. And during this time, we may not see it as such because we're so busy gaining the courage to stand before the altar and say, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is who I am. But as we start to claim our gifts, start to claim our understanding, start to claim our beauty, there becomes more and more and more to us than what we had originally realized. And that's where we butt heads with this negative Emperor energy, is because we have the positive Emperor energy. We're ruling. That's it, period. End of discussion. We're not here to be ruled over. We can work in collaboration with people. That's awesome. Again, groups of 3, very beneficial during this time. But we cannot be denied who we are to have other people get what they want. We just can't be. The Emperor doesn't work that way. There is also a sense here of really needing good plans. This is a time to make the notes, lay things out, make the plans, think about things, gather up the information, because it's going to be a time where we can see a bit more clearly. Because remember, the Emperor, Aries, is the god of war in Greek mythology. So we're preparing for the battles. And life is a battle. Everything that we do has a bit of opposition to it, even when it's the thing that we really want to do and it's absolutely lovely. It moves us to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is fire and passion and determination. This is career. The wands for me represent career. The pentacles represent money. And so we have 2 cards with the Emperor and with the Magician that aren't necessarily linked to one or the other, though you can say that the Emperor represents Aries, so therefore it is focused around career itself. And there is a good case to be made for that. So what we're doing here is we're embracing the warrior, we're embracing the focus, and the Queen of Wands is like being the warrior queen, right? To be Boudica, to charge into battle and say, no, I'm going after what needs to be gone after, and I'm not going to be taken advantage of. And what's happening during this time is a sense of focus. The Queen of Wands is not afraid to roll up her sleeves. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She's not afraid to look at things in a different light. The passion burns brightly because we're breaking down barriers. We're looking at things in a way that we hadn't seen them before, in a way that we hadn't understood them. And as a ruler, as a queen, we are going to be more comfortable behind the scenes. The Emperor is going to pull us forward. So during this time, we'll find ourselves more often than not center stage in things, or really making our voice known, even though we might say to ourselves in our head, don't upset the boss, don't kind of argue with them, don't go against them, let's kind of try to be diplomatic. The Emperor is going to come out, and when a bad idea comes forward, we're going to say to it, that's a terrible idea. Why are we wasting our time? The Queen of Wands has us more stepping back, looking at everything. So if we really utilize this to the highest of its ability, we can step back, see things, and then be able to say, no, that's not working because X, Y, Z. Would that get a person annoyed at us? Yes, it might very well, because we're going to see this person trying to use our better nature against us and trying to have all the credit come for themselves. So just being mindful of that as we're moving forward, it's going to be so important. But also this is a time to start embracing what we are passionate about, start standing before the altar of our existence, saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is where I'm headed. And with the Six of Wands, it's time for celebration. There's something here that we get to celebrate. Now, it's within our career, it's within our direction forward, it's within what we want, what we're seeing, what we desire. And so this starts to open us up more and more and more. It's saying, instead of beating ourselves up over what didn't go right, over what we can't control, now it's time to start celebrating what we can, how things have gone right, how things have opened up our eyes and our minds and really led us forward in a way that is beautiful. And so the Six of Wands comes in, and it's like, okay, look, you have all this power, start celebrating you. Now you go and you have this, it can be conflicting. For some, it is going to be conflicting, but it's also going to be the learner ruler. So it is the ruler who always has their mind open to learning new things, to seeing things in a new way, to opening up to their experience, to what they desire. The Page of Wands is that student energy. This is a fantastic time to learn, especially from the group, okay? Especially from people that we admire. This is going to be a time where instead of being like, oh, I know, it's like, oh, well, really, let's listen to this. Let's see the in-between of things. Let's look at this in a bigger way. There are going to be times here where we're met with challenges that we don't have the answer to. This is a time where we step back, and instead of saying, okay, I immediately have the answer, because that's what we're going to want to do. It's like, I can immediately solve the problem. Say, you know what? Give me a little bit of time. Things in the 3 time span, okay? So give me, 3 hours to look at this, or let me me bounce these ideas off of somebody else, or, give me, it can be even multiples of 3. So even like 15 minutes, if it has to be really quick, you're going to find that this time frame is going to be so important to you and so beneficial. The Page of Wands is being a student of how we want to move forward, of what it is that we desire and what it is that we're looking for. As we are within our career, it's opening us up to prosperity. It's opening us up to more bounty, more truth, more of a sense of seeing the interconnectedness of things, how things are to move forward, where it is that we want to be. The King of Pentacles can also be at our root right here. We're going to be dealing with people of great authority. So we have the Magician crowning us, and we have the Emperor, not the Emperor, we have the King of Pentacles rooting us. And at the sides, of course, we have the Emperor and we have the Page. So all of these in this triangle right here, they're all symbols of authority. They're symbols of people who know exactly what they want, very much masculine energy. Now, the Prince of Wands, the Page of Wands is also masculine energy, all right? But it is a sense of being more curious. There is a sense here of wanting to understand more and why, and not being quite satisfied with the status quo. So there are going to be times during this time where we question, and we question something that might have been established since like forever. But those questions are going to open up opportunities. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to celebrate yourself. The King of Pentacles, prosperity. Seeing things, excuse me, seeing things that are connected that we hadn't seen before. It's like, oh, that's what I needed. Oh, that's what I wanted. Oh, that's what I was being blind to. It's like, oh, okay, I totally get it. Then the eyes start to open and the wealth starts to come forward. This is also a sense of needing to be on top of our finances. Not saying, oh, I'll just do that later. I'll do that later. It's like, no, I need to do it now. I need to settle things now. I need to look at what I'm planting for my future now. And there's going to be this sense as we do this of like, oh, I didn't see that. I overlooked that because I was pushing it out, because I didn't give it the attention it needed. There is going to be a sense here also that it's not coming in conflict, but it can be just a little bit. It's like we butt heads with somebody, and I'm seeing this more as female energy. So this can either be, of course, somebody who is female, or this can be somebody who very much has that feminine energy to them, or is very much an observer. So we have this way of looking at things, and we're going to know that getting the opinion of this person, or seeing things through their eyes, is going to be a game changer. So that's going to be a very valuable connection, but it's also going to be a connection that you might not actually truly connect. It might be just like you observe her and she is doing her own thing. So here it's just like, be a little bit careful. Just be a little bit careful, because you're going to see something, and she's going to see things a little bit differently, and she might think that you're challenging her. So just tread softly during that time, okay? There is a sense here of also having to learn how to celebrate ourselves, because we're going to be very good at celebrating everybody else, saying, oh my gosh, good job. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this. But for ourselves, it's going to be harder. So celebrating ourselves in work instead of putting ourselves down is also going to be something that is absolutely valuable. So let's look at the spirit message for this time. Cancer, money and career, April 2021. Cancer, money and career, April 2021. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have magical, and we're crowned with the Magician. If we tap into our power, our potential, if we look at ourselves not as somebody who constantly needs to be improved, but as this magical, it's kind of like magical person who has divinity on their side, who has this wealth of power and understanding, it starts to open doors for us in a really real way. And by doing so, we start to see ourselves in a very different light. It's like, I can, instead of thinking, oh no, I can't. I couldn't possibly. The subconscious spirit animal message. Cancer. Not subconscious, but Cancer. April 2021, money and career. Cancer. Cancer. Is the scarab beetle. A scarab beetle in ancient Egyptian times was a symbol of the pharaohs, was a symbol of power. And it says here, magic works through you. Again, we have that word magic come in. It crowns us with the magician. It's our guide word from spirit, and it's with our spirit animal for this time. It's saying, let the magic work through you. Don't try to understand everything. There's an intense curiosity. Let that curiosity be guided and formed and molded and looking at things quite differently. It will be almost magical, the way that things start to fall into place, the way that our minds start to open up, the way that we start to see things. The subconscious spirit animal message is the buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. This isn't a time of lack or despair. This is a time of connection, understanding, and an opening of our world. So we might feel like we're being shot down. We might feel like we can't get ahead. But there is a sense here that divinity is aligning things in such a way that the universe provides, that things become known and understood. Our subconscious spirit message is nature, to nurture our own nature, to connect with nature and see what develops, see how our battery gets charged. It leads us then to our chakra, subconscious chakra message, which is the heart chakra, and it's forgiveness. We can't celebrate ourselves if we're always beating ourselves up over the mistakes that we did, over the hurt that we've had. The heart chakra is saying here, release, and let ourselves forgive not only others, but ourselves, so that we can have the best life humanly possible. The subconscious person message is the Princess of Pentacles. Now, we will be challenged by somebody who is learning how to handle money, how to handle responsibilities, how to handle abundance. We are also ourselves going to be this person who is learning, who is seeing, who is gaining a greater understanding. And that's going to be important. It's not going to be set in stone. This is a time where things aren't set in stone, where they get to change, where they get to evolve, where they get to kind of cross barriers and redefine. The subconscious tarot message is the Queen of Pentacles. Now we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Financially, during this time, there's success. There is success, there is prosperity, there is abundance. This is a time where the magic starts to happen. And that's why the magic is so important here. It starts to happen. It's like we start to get one win, and that one win leads to another. And it's like, wow, I can do this. And the wins don't have to be big. They can be astoundingly small, but they build the confidence. They have the faith and the focus and the self becoming more and more and more of what we need, of what we desire. And that really does change the game. So subconsciously, we're going to kind of need to step back, look at things, and see what we really want. See what's truly and intrinsically important to us. Especially when it comes to the finances, when it comes to money. It's like, are we going to chase the almighty dollar for the rest of our lives? I mean, that's one way definitely of doing it. Or are we going to take the prosperity that we have and build it and grow it gently, quietly, profoundly, until it makes us this kingdom on earth, this way of moving forward that can be very quiet, can be very small, but it's very much at peace with who we are and what we want. All right, Cancer, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace our focus, our tenacity, and our ability to break down barriers. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer.